So, let me tell you something. I have changed out more air conditioners for people in the last 2 weeks than I have the last 2 years. It's funny because me and Dave were just talking about this the other day about that frigid air in my wife's parents' house. I said that thing's never been cleaned, never been taken out, never had shit done to it, and somehow it still works. Well, today it finally died, and it is hot as hell out here. That being said, this calls for yet another installation. Now, in every situation, I have replaced the people's broken units with units that are between roughly about 10 times older than it. Now, this Frigidaire, it's been there a while. It's about 10 years old, so it's not quite 10 times, but it's still getting replaced with a beast much older than itself. In this case, I'm putting an old friend that I've been wanting to put to use for a while. This is a General Electric Superthrust. A real Superthrust. And it is pretty cherry yet. I forget what the chassis looks like. If I remember correctly, it's in pretty good condition for what it is. Not for what it is, but for its age. So I got this unit off Kenny years and years and years ago. And I don't even think we were good friends yet. I think it was one of those ones I took from him because his parents wanted him to scrap it, if I remember correctly. I'm sure he'll be weighing in on the subject later on. I tried to give him a call to let him know about it, but I know he'll be happy to see it in good use. I thought about one of the cold spots, but I'm kind of keeping these. Look at that cricket. Kind of keeping these for my own personal use. This GE here still needs some help yet. Though it does run. KB did fix it up. This is an 11,000 BTU model. So, yeah, this one here actually seems like it's in relatively good shape yet. So I'm going to paint it up, get it cleaned up for her parents, and it's going to be installed tonight. So we'll do a coil. I know he already did a coil clean, but this one's sitting under this tarp here for probably at least 5 years now. So yeah. Sorry, I'm a little bit out of breath. I was doing some crap around the house, moving some units around by myself, and it's kind of like a bad day for this to happen because this thing's pretty heavy. I mean, it does have a rotary compressor, but still got a little bit of mass in the ass to it, as Dave would say. So yeah. It'll keep me busy for a while. So anyway, that's it for now. See what happens. See how bad it is. I'm going to clean it up, coil cleaner, and see what we got. Now, I must say, this is the cleanest GE Superthrust I have ever seen. As you can tell, previous owner removed the drain hole plug. I'm still going to put another one in up by the fan for protection. And I do got to move this back to the compressor back to where it should be. Yeah, that's not good, but still in pretty good shape yet. Still very clean. I gotta get that mice nest out of here, clean the coils off, and yeah, we'll go from there. That shouldn't be touching the coils. All right, but yeah, fan spins freely. Chassis is in great shape, and I am ecstatic about that. No coil rot. It's a 19,000 BTU model. This got hit a little bit up there, but again, I don't think it's anything that's really gonna harm it too much. Compressor mounts are in good shape yet. It's one thing I fault GE for when they built these is that the compressors are free floating. So you really got to be careful about how you move the Superthrusts. Capacitors look like they're in good shape. This whole unit's in good shape. So yeah, gonna get the case cleaned up, go from there. Yeah, it seems to be coming along pretty good. Just getting most of the surface crap off. before you paint it, just make sure it's nice and smooth, otherwise you're going to see it through all Once you get all sides of it good like that, hose it down one more time to get all the dust off of it, otherwise the paint's not going to stick to it. And then we should be good to go. I'm actually just wrapped up with the all four sides of it. It's pretty smoothed off. Just have to do the rear end. We should shit. And we should be good then. Whoops. Trying to get away on it. I'll hose this bitch off one more time and throw a coat of paint on. I'm going to start by saying I need you guys to share this video as many times as you can, as many places as you can, because I can't stress it enough how important it is to drill a drain hole. Now, the question was raised earlier again about why we do this, and I explained it in graphic detail, but now a fine example I will show you, because by happenstance, I'm installing this GE Superthrust tonight. And they actually have the nickname Super Rust because most of them are rotted out, except for this one. This one here, now General Electric, I have to give them credit with the Superthrust series. They were smart enough to give a drain plug they could pull out so the water didn't accumulate. Now the owners, whoever installed this unit, took it a step further and drilled their own on this side. And they actually got pretty lucky because they came pretty close to the coil there. Oh yeah, do drill a drain hole. Don't drill through the condenser, please. Otherwise you make Kevin and Kenny busy guys. Now we're going to take a look at another Superthrust that actually lives up to the Super Rust name. On this particular this particular unit, the owner or installer was not smart enough to take out the drain plug or drill a drain hole. And this is why they got the nickname Super Rust. And the hot point versions are called rot point. I just bought that up yesterday. I thought it was gold. So Super Rust and rot points, because the people that installed them weren't smart enough to remove the factory drain plug, or better yet, drill their own drain hole in addition to. Also, if you look at it, the thing is completely gone. A quarter of the condenser coil is rotted away. The whole bottom lip is gone. You can't even do nothing with that unless you want to rebuild it, which I don't have the time for. It was actually in my scrap pile until my buddy Mike said he wanted to try rebuilding a base pan for it. I said, yeah, have at it. Drill the drain hole, please, but do not drill through the condenser. That being said, yeah, that's pretty much it. Drill the drain hole. All right. People, look at this foam in action. I'm actually using, I started with this stuff, clean foam. I have my New Bright shipment in, but I already started with this when I ran out. So Dave, I used a little bit more of your clean foam. I still think it looks like root beer. Fight me if you think I'm wrong. But yeah, look at it. Look at that coil action at work there. Crazy, ain't it? Here's some of the best coil cleaner action I've seen in ages. Even look at the freaking, even the condensers. That's actually cleared up a lot. Even the condenser's freaking crusty. Right, I got this bitch all cleaned up, nice and shiny, ready to rock and roll. Just gotta let it dry out a little bit. Pop that off, check the terminals out. Other than that, hell yeah. All right, let's see if I can get this beast to fire up for the first time in how many years. Kenny said he'd fired it up when he bought it, but hasn't been fired up since. Try fan. this on it. Sounds like it runs pretty freaking good. Source is on top of here. For that, I do have the correct piece. I just have to go up and get it. Yeah, so I really don't feel that great today. I went to Red Lobster last night, and I think it doesn't make any sense. I've been eating shellfish my whole entire life, but the last couple times I've eaten it, I got sick. Very disheartening because I love shellfish. Oh my god, that's cool. That's a rotary compressor too. I can't believe how quiet that is. Compressor sounds great. Blowing out real hot through the back, as you would expect. Thing cleaned up absolutely beautifully. I actually, while I'm doing this, I recently had a question too about what this stuff I was putting on the line, on the cold line was going into the evaporator. It's pipe insulation tape. You can get it at Lowe's. I'm sure Home Depot has it too. I get mine at Lowe's though. But all you do with it, I'm gonna try to get this on video the best I can, but bear with me. Because I know, I don't know if you'll be able to see that or not, can you? No, maybe a little bit. Yeah, no, maybe. This might work. Hang on. I'll just see if you get an idea of how I... Man, this thing is quiet, ain't it? I'm gonna turn this fan off just in case something stupid happens. My phone will be sucked into the machine or something stupid like that. That thing is stupid quiet. That's exactly what I was trying to avoid. Alright, that'll work. So basically all you're doing is, am I still in focus? I know this phone likes to get out of focus. Yeah, we're good. All you're doing is trying to keep this line as cold as possible. Make sure you lose as little little of your temperature as possible. So you don't gotta go crazy with it. I always do right there in the beginning, but you want this line to be insulated as best as possible to keep it as cold as possible going into your evaporator. Little trick KB taught me a while ago. It's really easy to cut. You just cut it with a pair of scissors. And then you just keep going as needed. Obviously, I only need at least one more sliver of it to get down to here, but that's all you're doing. And all that does is that keeps this line here as cold as it possibly can. This is an extra added layer of insulation, basically. Just gets it. That's it. Yes, I was informed that our man here, someone in our state, took a shot at him. Luckily, they have a horrible freaking shot. Now you're gonna ask me what this has to do with the video. It has absolutely nothing to do with the video, but it still pisses me off. That happened in my state of all places. That's okay, that person will be dealt with accordingly, and they're gonna have a horrible time in jail. Now anyway, back to the video here. So check this out. I'm gonna turn this thermostat all the way down. Not only cool, but cool-o-matic. So this thing, wow, the light still works. Look at that. That's awesome. This thing actually adjusts the fan speed. That sounds good. Not bad for a rotary, huh? It's already blowing cold. Builds head pressure almost instantly. All right. Ain't that something? I've never seen anything like it. Oh, here it is.
At this time, it is not known if any gunman may have been apprehended. Mr. Trump did pump his fist numerous times as he was being escorted off stage and quickly taken to a Secret Service vehicle. Again, we are waiting now on an update at this time. Donald Trump apparently wounded on the right side of his head. This has been an SRN special report.
Can't stop us, Trump 2024, motherfuckers.
Accident. That was not your fault. Listen up.
The world's going to fucking hell in a handbasket, man. Trump 2024, the only way. Man, that pisses me off. Jesus. All right. I apologize for that. I mean, I do, but I don't at the same time. But yeah, that's pretty badass, ain't it? How quiet this thing is amazes me. Well, it's pretty much done. I'm gonna actually silicone around here. This is where the condensate drips out. Build a little barrier here and have it so the condensate drips out here. And what it's gonna do then is it's going to build up in a pan. I'm going to put a layer of Flex Seal in here. You see, it used to have something, and then it's the condensate is going to go down and drip out of that hole in the center of the bottom of the case. Now this does need another coat of this paint. This paint's beautiful, but it's a little bit tough to get a solid coat on, especially with a when the color's pretty dark originally. So yeah, I was gonna get started on putting the case back together, but I realized I forgot to do something very important. Oh, come on, there you go. It's very critical to check. What are we looking like in here? Oh, yeah, I'm unplugged. Okay, good. Always verify you're unplugged. Wow, they look freaking great. GE used some kind of like antioxidizing cream on here or something. I mean, it hardened up a little bit, but it's still in really good shape yet. And the build quality on this thing is freaking impeccable. It's a shame they didn't do more for rust control though, which isn't a problem with this particular unit, but most of these are freaking shot. Awesome. I gotta go up and get the top lid for that. Obviously, I'm installing all new hardware. I lubed that up the best I could. Seems like it took pretty good for the most part. The labels on there is completely freaking gone. I don't know if I showed the tag yet. I apologize, this video was all over the place. I started with it yesterday, kind of got thrown on me in a whim, and here we are. I can't believe how beautifully this thing cleaned up. I mean, I just wish these were a little bit easier to turn. The controls are a little rough. I sprayed contact cleaner in there too. It didn't really seem to make too much of a difference on the thermostat, but the main control and the fan speed seem to be going better. So, this thing is badass. Badass.
WBHFM, Tamaqua, Pottsville, Hazleton, Lehighton.
Magic 105.5.
This is next. Got to get this all painted up to match the case. And somewhere in the attic is a front grill and a rear grill that I got to touch up a little bit, but that's all coming up. I'm actually going to start editing these clips together and show it. We'll go from there.